everybody, welcome back to the show. I appreciate each and every one of you who takes time out of your very busy days to download and listen to the show. I am so thankful and humbled by all of you. Yeah, I can't say it enough. I always feel like I come up short at the start of every show, but thank you. You guys are amazing. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to talk about today as I am taking a lunch break here at work, sitting in my car, trying to figure out something to talk about. And I'm kind of distracted. There's some snow removal stuff going on across the way that I'm confident is going to make a kind of a hellacious noise at any moment. But yeah, so I'm taking this lunch break and I don't have a lot to eat as I am once again dieting. Yes, I know this is probably the most talked about topic on the show is me and my dieting ways. Nora and I have both decided it's time to get serious about losing weight. So we've set goals for each other. Well, we set goals for ourselves. I didn't set a goal for her. And my goal is to lose 41.2 pounds in an undisclosed amount of time. I won't bother telling you where I'm starting from or where I plan to finish up at, just that it's 41.2 pounds that I intend to lose. And hopefully, we'll say a calendar year. That sounds reasonable, right? But I'm actually not setting any kind of timeline goal for this. So like I said, not sure what I'm going to talk about. I have a few ideas, but I don't have anything prepared, so it may get a little extra herky-jerky and mumbly-gumbly for you. Before I get into that, let me remind you how you can get a hold of me. You can email me, jamoalki@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Facebook, facebook.com/jamoalki, at jamoalki on Twitter, or hit me up on the website, www.jamoalki.info. That's JAMOALKI. Or you can text me at 248-648-1419. I do have quite a few conversations going back and forth through three of those platforms, so Facebook, Twitter, and text messages. I do enjoy getting messages periodically throughout the day. I enjoy reaching out to folks to see how they're doing. I like to hear feedback from the show. So if you have the inclination and you would like to send me a message, that would be great. I would love it. Hit me up. Tell me what's going on with you. Let's have a conversation. So that's out of the way. I guess we'll get right into the show. So I'm dieting again. Jesus, must be the third or fourth time I've announced this on the show, and I've been largely unsuccessful. I am back up to a weight which is not quite to where I was 4 years ago when I decided it was time to really get serious about losing weight, and I ended up losing 50 pounds, 55 pounds, I think it was. And I was at my lowest weight I had been since probably late middle school, maybe freshman year in high school. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so why am I struggling like this? Why do I find it so hard to lose weight and keep it off? Obviously, I'm not unique in this situation, but I kind of like to understand it to help me maybe be a little bit more successful. And I'm not really sure, I guess, was the answer. I think I've mentioned on here that I am a nervous eater. So when I get nervous, I tend to want to eat. I'm a bored eater. When I'm bored or feel like I have nothing to do, I tend to fill that time with food. I'm not really sure. I know I do like the soft, mushy bread kind of foods. So King's Hawaiian rolls are delicious. Even like potato hamburger buns, I'll just sit and eat 4 or 5 of those at a time if the mood strikes me. But why? Why can't I kind of keep this? I've mentioned before, 2014 was the year of me. And I had no problem dieting then. I had no problem eating right. I packed a lunch every day. I knew what I was going to have for breakfast, dinner. I kind of just waited to see how many calories I burned throughout the day. Yeah, I mean it was a piece of cake then actually. It was remarkable to me and to others how I just did it, right? I mean it wasn't a big deal to have some rolled up turkey and cheese, grapes, an apple, a banana, and some carrots for lunch. I looked forward to it. Carrots, me eating carrots. I looked forward to eating little baby carrots. Hard to believe. But since then, I've gained back, uh, 45 pounds of everything that I had lost. And I'm teetering on the edge of my Homer Simpson weight. Those of you who are Simpsons fans will know what that is. But yeah, I'm committed to doing it again, and we'll see how it goes. So far today, I've eaten a banana, a Fiber One bar, and I've had a lot of caffeine-free Diet Coke. And yep, I got to figure out what I'm going to have for lunch here. I work predominantly in supermarkets, so maybe I'll get some deli lunch meat and a little bit of cheese, and maybe grab an apple or some grapes or something like that. I don't know. I guess I should have had that planned out before I came out here to record the show. So, boss, if you're listening, I may take a little bit extra long lunch today. Sorry about that. So, yeah, everybody wish me luck on losing weight. Any of you want to lose weight with me? Can we start up a little Facebook group and help each other try losing weight? That would be wonderful. We'll see. We'll see what my success rate is this time. I'm hoping to be more aware and thoughtful on the food I eat, and I'm hoping that I don't get into that level of despair like I did towards the end of 2014, where I just really started packing in the calories again, eating cinnamon rolls and things like that. Yeah, we'll see. I've got a shiny new, whatever the latest and greatest Fitbit is, waiting for me at the end of this weight loss journey. So I decided I needed a goal, I needed a prize, and I couldn't figure out anything else that I really wanted. So I thought, well, I really do like my Fitbit. I know there's a newer one out now. And I figure in whatever, 6, 8, 10, 12 months from now, there'll be something newer and greater and more wonderful that I can purchase. Nora has set a prize for herself of a new iPad, maybe not brand new, but new to her iPad. So we'll see. I reserve the right to change my prize in the same dollar value when the time comes. Well, and I've actually thought about, as I lose. Maybe if I lose 10 pounds, then I take $50 out of the bank and I put it in my prize envelope as a way of further encouraging me, like saying, "Hey, well, look, tangible right there. There's $50. I'm a quarter of the way there. $100, 150, whatever." So yeah, anybody who has weight loss tips, I would love to hear them. I will caution you that I'm not big into fad diets. I'm not big into diets with a name. In dieting really is just, fewer calories in than you're expending out. And that's how you lose weight. So anybody who's going to hit me up with, oh, the all bacon diet, things like that, I'm not looking for something like that. Things along the lines of Weight Watchers, or really what I do is just count calories in a fantastic app called MyFitnessPal, where you can track the calories you put in. My Fitbit helps me track the calories that go out, so, it's simple math from there. But, if you've got some favorite foods that fill you up and keep you full longer, I would love to hear from them, hear about them. So thanks in advance for that. So I went to group last night, GBSA group meeting. I did not go to therapy yesterday. Yesterday was Wednesday. As I'm recording this, not sure when this will get out. I did not go to therapy. I've kind of got a crazy busy week here with work, and I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make it, and so I canceled it last week. And as it turns out, I would not have been able to make it anyway. So it was good that I canceled it in that sense, in the sense that I didn't, no call, no show, or cancel late or things like that. But so this is 2 weeks in a row now that I've missed, and I'm actually thinking next week might be tricky as well. So I'm probably going to go 3 weeks. I'll be almost a month in between meeting with Alex, which, I don't feel too bad about in terms of the time that's gone by as far as, needing to go see him every week. The thing that I do kind of regret though is that makes the next meeting I have with him an awful lot of, half the meeting is kind of catch up on what's been going on, which is good to have those conversations, but it's not, it's too much of the session. We'll see. Alex, if you're listening, I'll see you in a couple weeks, I guess. Let's see. So, yeah, so I went to group last night. There was a gentleman who was talking and how he had, well, it doesn't really matter, but he gave his part, and then I got called on to talk, and I really wasn't going to, but I wanted to comment on something that he had said. So I got rolling into talking, and sometimes when I start talking, I feel like I need to keep going because I don't feel like I've explained myself well enough. So what did I start talking about? Hang on. So backed in a corner, being asked to talk, and so I opened up and I was talking about how, and it's funny because I just started thinking about it yesterday, is how pervasive this protective need is for me to not interact with people, how fearful I am of people, of exposing myself, of who I see myself as to others. And, I thought about it yesterday. I was at work and I was I had to check out a shaving set. And so I needed to get up close to, look at UPCs and find the product and hey, is this product in the set? Yes, it is. No, it isn't, whatever. And when I got over there, there was another vendor who was working on deodorant. Well, this is exciting for you guys, huh? But so they were working right next to the set I was looking at, and they had carts of stuff. They were doing a whole reset, and I kind of squeezed my way in to kind of try to peek, but I didn't really want to move anything. And the guy, a very nice guy, said, "Oh, hey, do you need to get in there?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." Which is just, probably not that uncommon a thing, but I was thinking about it later when I drove away that, I needed to get in there closer to see what was going on, to see the different UPCs, and because I wasn't familiar with the product, so I look it up by UPC. And I should have said, "Yep, hey, can I get in there and take a peek?" But I didn't want to seem like I was being intrusive. I didn't want to come off like, "Hey, this is my space and I deserve it." And that's exactly how I felt I would have seemed if I had just such a completely nice guy asked if I needed to get in. And so the easiest thing in the world would be like, "Yeah, hey, can I jump in there for a second?" But in that instant, I like saw myself through his eyes if I said, "Yep, let me get in there." And it wasn't pretty what showed up in my head. And so what is this? What is that? This is some guy who I'm never going to see again, who is perfectly, genuinely offering to move his stuff so I can get in and take a look. So, it couldn't have been a nicer interaction with this guy. But in my head, if I said, "Hey, yep, let me get in there, please," it would have been reflective of the kind of bad person, loser, jerk that I have built up in my head of myself. So, does that make sense? It doesn't, the whole thing doesn't make sense, but I hope it makes sense of what I'm explaining. So I started thinking about more of my interactions with other people, and I know I do this all the time. I do it with friends, I do it with family, I do it with, coworkers when I have them, I do it with people who are just, walking in the grocery store behind me, and I hold the door for them because part of it is because it's a nice thing to do, and other part is because I don't want them to say, "Oh, what a jerk that guy is. He didn't hold the door." Um, wow, wow, that's really, I shouldn't say it, but that's really messed up, isn't it? So I started thinking about it more and seeing, does this affect me in other ways? Because this is really pervasive, right? This is, yeah, it's a bigger thing than I've let on, probably that I realize. And I started thinking about all the times when, I say that I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm sitting around and I've got free time and I can't think of anything to do. And I think that's not exactly true. I think part of what's going on is like my mind is in overdrive, and so maybe I have the inkling of something I want to do, but I shut it down because if I do that and someone, whatever, I don't know, if I decide, hey, I'm gonna really clean the kitchen table, right? It's a nice wood table, so it needs to be oiled and all that. If I think, oh, well, I should do that, then like before I can even finish that thought, it pops in my head, well, no, you know what? You're going to screw it up. You're not going to do it right. And Nora's going to see that you didn't do it right. And she's going to be disappointed in you like she ought to be because you're who you are, you worthless piece of turd. Which isn't fair at all to Nora, of course. But I find it hard to see it any other way just because of these years and years of beating myself up and putting myself down. Times when I've had ideas on podcasts I want to do, I was like, no, you can't do that because that's a stupid idea and no one's going to want to listen to it. And all this work you've done to build up the community that you have is just going to go out the window because, you stupid idiot, why would you think anybody would want to listen to that? Maybe it's going to the store. Maybe it's going to the gym. Heck, going to the gym. I feel like if I go to the gym with Nora, that I'm not doing enough at the gym, or even people at the gym watching me. I feel like, and this is like a self-centered kind of thing that, oh, why are other people so enamored with me that they would be watching me at the gym? And I really hate that I think this way and feel this way, but I believe that someone is watching me and seeing me not put more weight on the rack, or not run a little bit farther, or not ride the bike long enough, or whatever. Heck, I even worry that people think I'm being a jerk if I go over and get to the water fountain before them. Oh, I am a messed up guy. This is, wow. So are you getting what I'm saying here, folks? That really I am, I don't know if it's terrified. That seems too strong a word, but I feel that I'm always cognizant of what other people could be thinking of me. And it's never that they're thinking, wow, look at that handsome guy. It's always, wow, look at that jackass. Wow, look at that loser. Wow, look at that, whatever. Insert your own adjective there. So then I started wondering, where does this come from, right? I mean, I've got the major depressive disorder, I've got the dysthymia, I've got the avoidant personality disorder, and I kind of, if I'm piecing it together in my past, what makes the most sense is having the avoidant personality disorder, which led to the depression. Or they could just be co-occurring, independent of each other, but both of these have symptoms about what I'm talking about, right? The depression gives me the low self-esteem, which makes me not want to interact with people or think that other people are thinking poorly of me, or I believe that other people are better than me. And in the split second back of my head, it's that that I'm compared to them. And I guess some of that is, I guess I compare myself to others too, right? I don't know. I come off as wanting to feel like I come off with the I don't know what I want to say here. I come off as not caring what other people think of me, not comparing myself to others, because inherently I think that that's the right way to go about your life. But in practice, I guess I am really concerned about what other people think of me. I'm really concerned on how I match up to other people in some ways, intelligence, in poise, in humor, not so much in, profession or things like that. Like I don't ever, maybe I do. I was gonna say I don't ever like compare my fatherly abilities with others, and I don't know that I do. And I'm talking about when I'm actually like fathering, not being a distant dad at a distance that I am. Wow, like I said, I'm really gonna go off the rails and start rambling here. Um, so I guess I do care what other people think, like both outwardly and inwardly. Like it bothers me what other people might think of me. At the same time, I maybe compare myself to others. Yeah, this isn't making any sense anymore. So what have what I learn is I think I've learned that I need to find a way to not care as much what other people might think about the activities that I do. I probably need to be okay with failing at things, which I think I don't have as big a problem saying, "Hey, I don't know how to do that," or doing something and failing miserably. I think I have a bigger problem with doing it, but it's done like crap. And then I've got to look at it and say, "Oh boy, that's terrible. Oh boy, that bathroom's really not clean at all, is it?" Or that kitchen table, look at all those streaks of the oil. Or why didn't you, you should have scrubbed it off a little bit better before you oiled it. Or, geez, podcast number 74 is just a piece of turd. Uh, I'd almost rather, I would rather start the podcast, realize it's not going anywhere, and scrub it and just forget about it is preferable. Not cleaning the table, not cleaning the bathroom, not going to the gym, not sitting down and playing a computer game is preferable to trying to do it and doing it poorly. Or just, playing, let's talk about games again, or still playing a game that I'm just horrible at and starting it up and losing in the first minute is preferable to investing 45 minutes into a game that I haven't made progress in, that I'm just not playing well, that I'm failing over time rather than failing from the get-go. Does that make sense? So I need to figure out a way to get ahead of this, which is tricky because, like folks last night would say, well, just pick something and do it and trust that it's something good to be doing. And I don't have that trust in myself. I don't have that trust to think that, okay, I made the right choice to do this right now. There was probably a better way to use my time than I have an option A, B, C, and probably 3 other options I didn't think of. Well, maybe it was option F that I didn't think of was what I should have been doing, as opposed, rather than going to the gym instead of cleaning the house or being ready when the kids got home from school or whatever. I don't know. It's something that I probably ought to work on, and I guess Nora is the one that I need to bring in on this, because I believe that she'll tell me straight that, hey, that was a good choice. You did that, and I don't know. I don't know, guys. I've kind of gone off the rails here, and I feel like you guys have listened enough to me rambling and bambling. So I guess I'm gonna close it here. But I want to remind you to, hit me up on any of those social platforms. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you think of the show. Let me know what your dieting tips are. If you subscribe in iTunes, please give me a 5-star rating, leave a review. That helps other people find the show. You all are awesome. I thank you immensely. In perpetuity, do I thank you for taking time to listen to the show. So thanks, everybody. Be safe and be well.